Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and then giving away the first of the 3 Pokemon X and Y Kalos starter sets. So the deck that I'll be reviewing in this video is a Chespin deck, and this deck is a grass and fairy type deck, so it's the first deck to include fairy cards. And these Kalos starter sets aren't associated with any expansion set out there. These 3 decks were released shortly after Legendary Treasures was released in stores, but these 3 X and Y decks coincided with the release date in Japan for the X and Y sets. So this Chespin deck, turn the deck around and I can review the summary of it. And this is a giveaway, so whoever does win this theme deck will get the following things. They will receive the 60 card deck, the checklist, coin, playmat, and rule sheet. There is a black and white booster pack in here. They'll get a deck box, damage counters, and then 1 code card that actually unlocks the 60 card theme deck for the online TCG. And all 3 of these starter sets are $14.99 a piece in retail stores. So this Chespin deck, here are the cards that are in the deck. And I will read the summary now. Up here it just talks about your adventure begins, the first time you can play with the Kalos region Pokemon. And then this deck specifically says, choose Chespin, show your strength. Says to start your adventure in the Kalos region with the grass-type Pokemon Chespin and this 60 card ready-to-play deck. With spikes, toughness, and resilient grass-type moves, this new deck is perfect for the small but fierce competitor who never gives up. With quiet strength, it grows and grows to outperform and outlast the competition. Plant the seeds of your future victory. Start with the Chespin deck. So now I'll open it up, and as you'll notice it is opened already on the bottom. It's because I had to sort the cards out inside the deck so I could talk about them a little bit easier. But I'll show everything, again, that the winner of the theme deck will get. Here are the damage counters. This is the checklist. Playmat here. And then inside, I'll show the holographic versions of the Chespin line here. Get these out here. So here is the full line of Chespin, and these are all holographic versions. So there is Chespin, Quilladin, and then Chesnaught. And again, these are holographic versions. There are non-holographic versions in the deck, but these should be used in the deck when you do receive this deck. Here is the deck box, Chespin on it. There is a coin, which is Chespin. Not a surprise there. There is a booster pack and then online TCG code card. And I give away code cards if you do play the online TCG every single day on my blog. But here is a code card to unlock the deck. And then here's the booster pack that you get with the deck, and it is a Legendary Treasures set. Booster pack, and that set is very good for getting ultra rares. So if you're a collector looking to get your first EX card, I would definitely recommend the Legendary Treasures set. So now I'll go through the cards, and again at the end of this video I will explain how to win this deck. Okay, so 60 cards, and you have to have 60 cards in a deck. They don't have to be from the same set or anything, but usually you go with probably 1, 2, or 3 types in the deck. So the deck starts off with a 4-4-2 line of Chespin, Quilladin, and Chesnaught. And this is the main Pokemon line in this deck. So there are 4 Chespin. It's a pretty solid starter Pokemon, 60 HP and does 2 moves. One does 10 damage, the other does 20 damage. So very solid starter Pokemon. You want to get that card into the active Pokemon spot immediately. So there's 4 in the deck, 3 non-holo, and then that 1 special holo card. Then there are 4 Quilladin. Stage 1 grass type, 90 HP. 2 moves on this card. Leech Seed does 20 damage, plus heals 10 damage from Quilladin for only 2 energy cards. Needle Arm is a below average move. It does 50 damage for 3 energy cards. So I would either get Chespin into the active Pokemon spot to start the game, and then evolve from there, but mainly use Chespin's moves, or build up Chespin on the bench and evolve it all the way to its stage 2 evolution in Chesnaught and attach 4 energy cards to it and use Tumbling Attack. But Chesnaught, stage 2, does have 150 HP. 2 moves, Needle Arm again is below average, same move as Quilladin has. But Tumbling Attack, it does require 4 energy cards, but it does 80 damage every turn and can potentially do 120 damage per turn if you get a heads when you flip a coin. Thing you want to watch out for on this card is the retreat cost is extremely high. So not a bad line overall, pretty solid I would say, definitely a good line for a theme deck. Next is another grass type Pokemon, basic Pokemon, Pansage. 2 of these in the deck, 70 HP, so above average HP for a basic Pokemon. 2 moves, Collect and Fury Swipes. Collect just allows you to draw a card. Early on in the game, this might be helpful to help you evolve some of your Pokemon. And then Fury Swipes requires 2 energy cards and does 10 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 3 coins. So not too bad of a basic Pokemon card, a good one to get onto your bench to begin the game. Weedle is another basic grass type Pokemon in the deck. Only 2 of these in the deck. Way too low of HP in my opinion. String Shot isn't a bad move. It does do 10 damage and can paralyze the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when you flip a coin. Just wish that HP would be a little bit higher. If I was going to use this deck to battle someone, I'd probably change out that Weedle card. That would be the first card that I would change out. Now that's actually it for all the grass type Pokemon in this deck. This deck is a dual type between grass and fairy, and then of course some colorless cards in there. So Snubbull is a fairy type now in the TCG, 70 HP for a basic Pokemon. It does do 20 damage for 2 energy cards, so an average basic Pokemon, above average HP. Only 1 move, a little slower, but that move is average. 2 of those, actually 4 Snubbull, my mistake, 4 Snubbull and 2 Granbull. Granbull, of course, is another fairy type, stage 1 evolution of Snubbull. 100 HP, so goes with the trend of having above average HP. 2 moves on Granbull. Headbutt does 30 damage for 2 energy cards. That's an above average move. And then Double Stomp does 50 damage for 3 energy cards. Plus, when you use this move, you can flip 2 coins and does 20 damage for each heads you get. So it has the potential to do 90 damage, which is a very good move for 3 energy cards. So I would say that Snubbull and Granbull are an above to average Pokemon family for the deck. So I definitely include it. 2 of those. And then 2 Swirlix. This is a new Pokemon from the Kalos region. 60 HP on Swirlix. Just has 1 move called Draining Kiss, which does 10 damage, but you get to heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. So this card already has average HP, but with Draining Kiss it might make this HP seem a little bit higher than it is. So that's it for the grass and fairy type Pokemon. Only 3 different Pokemon for the fairy type. Now back to an old school Pokemon here. First colorless type in the deck is Snorlax. 120 HP, so good HP. Extremely slow though. no surprise with Snorlax on how big it is. So you definitely want to put this card on your bench to start the game and attach energy cards to it. I would say the bulk of your energy in this deck will go towards Chesnaught and then this Snorlax card. And there just is one Snorlax because it does require so much energy to attack. So colorless, so you can use either type of energy card from this deck. And Rock Smash does 10 damage plus 30 more damage if you get a heads when you flip a coin. So it can do 40 damage for 3 energy cards, which isn't very good at all. And then Strength can do 70 damage for 4 energy cards. Like I said, one thing I do like about this card is that it is colorless type, but other than that, it really isn't that great of a card. So if you wanted to add more fairy type or grass type Pokemon to this deck, I definitely suggest that, and then remove this Snorlax card, because even though it has 2 moves and can do up to 90 damage, it really isn't that good of a card. So another colorless basic Pokemon, Miltank, just one Miltank, 100 HP, and another slow basic Pokemon, Sit Down Splash, does 50 damage for 3 energy cards, plus 20 more damage if you get a heads when you flip a coin. So this card is slow, just like Snorlax. I'd probably try and find a little bit faster Pokemon to use in this deck. And the last Pokemon in the deck is Bunnelby. There are 2 Bunnelby, and this is a basic, but an average basic Pokemon, 60 HP, only 1 move called Tackle, which does 20 damage for 2 energy cards. So Pokemon wise, I'm not real impressed by the Pokemon in this deck. I do like the line of Chespin, Quilladin, and Chesnaught. Chesnaught can definitely do a ton of damage. Snubbull and Granbull are a solid line of Pokemon, but outside of those 2 lines of Pokemon, I would definitely consider replacing all of the other Pokemon in this deck. They just aren't that good. So just looking at the Pokemon in this deck, I would say this is a below average deck, but I'll be able to have a better idea once I review the Fennekin and Froakie decks in the coming months. So that's it, like I said, for the Pokemon. On to the trainers. There are 2 potions, 2 switches, 4 Pokeballs, and then there's 2 Tierno supporter cards. So potion heals 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. With so many basic Pokemon that are slow in this deck, it makes sense to have a couple of potion trainer cards. Switch. It allows you to switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Those Pokemon that are slow also have high retreat cost. Miltank has a 3 energy card retreat cost. Snorlax has a 4 energy card retreat cost. And then Chesnaught has a 4 colorless energy card retreat cost. So you're definitely going to want to use Switch on those Pokemon when they're in the active Pokemon spot. And then 4 Pokeballs. And this says to flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Now, this deck basically consists of all basic Pokemon, except for the 2 lines that I liked. So it doesn't make too much sense to me to include this trainer card in the deck, just because you're not really ever going to need a stage 1 or a stage 2. But this is just a theme deck, so they just put basic trainer cards in there. So 4 of those. And then the 1 supporter card that this deck has is Tierno, and there are 2 of those, and it says to draw 3 cards. So a good way to get cards into your hand and hopefully find that energy card or Pokemon that you need. And with Tierno, you can draw 3 cards and then collect on one of the Pokemon from this set, which is Pansage, allows you to draw a card as well. So if you use Tierno right away in the game and Pansage's collect move, you can get the cards you need into your hand. So that's it for the trainers. Basic trainers there, not anything too special. And then there are 24 energy cards in this deck. So this deck differs a little bit. They're finally realizing that you definitely need more energy cards in your deck and less Pokemon. So there are 12 each of grass and fairy type energy. So that is it on reviewing this theme deck. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm not real impressed by this Chespin deck. I definitely switch out most of the cards in this deck. What I always recommend with these theme decks is for beginners, this is a great way to learn the TCG. And you can go out and battle with this deck a couple of times, but soon after you do that, you'll be able to know which cards are weak and which cards are solid in the deck and should stay in the deck. But if I was to rate this deck like I do on my blog, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5. 3 being average is definitely a below average theme deck. So that's it for the review. Now on to how to win this starter set. And like all my other giveaways that I do every single month, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and then comment on this video. And in the comment, you have to say that you'd like to enter, and then please tell me what your favorite starter Pokemon is from the Kalos region, whether it be Chespin, Fennekin, or Froakie. So good luck to everyone. Complete rules to entry for this giveaway are in the video description of this video. Again, everyone can only enter once, and in about a few weeks, I'll post another video on YouTube announcing the winner. I'll use a random number generator to randomly select a valid commenter to win the deck. So good luck to everyone. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about this Chespin deck. I look forward to reviewing and giving away the Fennekin and Froakie decks in the future. And I also look forward to when the X and Y Pokemon card sets are released in February sometime. So thanks a lot everyone for watching. Before you go, make sure and check out all the links in the video description of this video. My blog, Facebook, and Twitter links. Good luck to everyone again. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.